a very powerful program that can handle a large set of functionality of the most expensive and powerful database packages. And it is quicker than other databases so that it can work well even with the large data set. And MySQL supports large databases up to 50 million rows or more in a table. So coming to the features, it is easy to use, secure, client-server architecture, it is free to download, scalable, and high flexibility, compatible on many operating systems like Unix, Linux, Windows. Okay, it allows rollback. Rollback means at the time of transactions, I will tell you what is rollback. That means rollback means if whenever you are going to execute multiple statements, if one statement fails to execute, then other statements also will not be executed. Okay, so that is rollback. So at the time of transactions, I will explain in detail about rollback. So it provides high performance, high productivity, partitions, GUI support. For GUI support means whenever you are going to install the MySQL in your PC, then you need some GUI tool to interact with the MySQL databases. Okay, without GUI support also, you can do the you can write the procedures, functions, queries also, but it is not looking good. It is not feel comfortable. So that some GUIs are required. So what are the GUIs? So these are the GUIs. So most probably MySQL Workbench will be used. So in some companies also SQL Yog will be used. Why? Because database administration concepts, we can easily do the DBA concepts in SQL Yog. Okay, and we can also do the DBA concepts in Smart Workbench also compared to this MySQL Workbench. So somewhat familiar, but most of the companies will use MySQL Workbench only. Okay, so in sometimes Smart Workbench. So I have installed Smart Workbench. See here, this one is Smart Workbench. So after few days, it was not working properly. So then I moved to MySQL Workbench only. Okay, but this one is standard GUI tool and dual password support. So these are the links. You can use the MySQL downloading and install into your system. So see this. So downloading and installation. See this, go to this site and you can download this and follow these steps. You can easily install this MySQL in your system. Just click on next button, but be careful while giving this root password. Okay, so if you forget this password, then you will not be able to log in MySQL. Okay, so please remember this password what you have entered. Okay, so I will share these two links, and by following these procedure steps, you can easily able to download the MySQL and install the MySQL. Okay. So after downloading and installing the MySQL, so you just click on this. So you will get this MySQL Workbench. Okay, so click on this. Okay, these are the existing connections. I'm deleting this. So initially you will get screen like this. Okay, and go to this plus button. So here root will be there. Store in vault. Click on store in vault and press here. Type this password, whatever you have entered while installation process. Okay, and here connection name is, for your reference you can give the connection name. So I am giving local instance. Okay, so click on test connection, successfully made the MySQL connection. Okay, click on OK. So here these are the available databases. So existing databases. Okay, earlier I have created these databases. Now you need to create new database. Okay, so how to create new database? So create database D2, D3, so D4 I'm going to create. So press refresh. So one database is created. So here see this. So database created, then some subfolders are also there. That means whenever you create the database, so you will have database objects like tables, views, store procedures, functions. These are called database objects. Okay, so after clicking on right click on tables, you can see how to create the table. Okay, so create the table. So you can create the table by using tool. So here you can create the view. Here you can create the procedures. That means you can able to write the procedure code here between the begin and end blocks. And you can write the function logic also. Okay, so I will tell one by one. So next, so I want to use the database. Where it is? So create the database and select the database. Okay, so select the database means here multiple databases are there. D2, D3, D4 database are there. So which database you want to use? So I want to use D4 database. So if you use D4 database, then the database objects will display under this D4 database. Okay. If you use D3 database, see this. You will able to see the database objects under the D3 database. Okay. So I want to work under the D4 database, so that I have to write use D4. So D4 will be highlighted. So you can write the queries now. And I want to show how many databases are available. See this, show databases. These are the system databases. Okay, I request don't touch these databases. Okay, so these are the user defined databases. Next, I want to drop the database. So how to drop the database? Drop database D4. Then it will drop the database. See this, D4 will be deleted. Okay. Again D4 will be created. So here you can write drop database command by using like if exist condition. That means if D4 database exists, then only it will drop. Okay. Otherwise it will not be dropped. That means you will not get any error. D4 will be dropped. So these are the database commands. So create database, select database, show list of databases, MySQL drop database. Okay. So next, what are the data types available in MySQL? So these are the databases, data types available in MySQL with ranges also. Okay, but no need to know about all these data types. You need to know about minimum database data types. So like integer, in integer you will have tiny int, small int, medium int, big int. Okay, so float, fractional part, storing fractional part numbers, bit, true or false, varchar. Okay, date, time, date time. Okay, so in this char data type is also there. Okay, so I will tell what is the difference between char and varchar. So I am going to declare one variable. So what is the purpose of data types means? Use it to store the different types of data. Okay, so by using the data types, that means by using int data type, we can store the numbers. By using float data type, we can store the floating point numbers. Bit data types, only 1 or 0 only. Char means alphanumeric data. So date means only date part only we can store. Time means only time. Date time means both. We can store both date and time. Okay. So difference between char and varchar means